You make your way into the tavern. The goblins drink nectar mead as they bicker with the elves. You choose to sit with the bard and the troll. This is what they have to say.
Hello, you little ghouls and goblins. It's the Troll Bard Tavern, here again for another episode. And you got your buddy Jake sitting here with a cold one. And as always, my faithful traveling companion, the troll himself.
The troll is in the building. We are in the tavern.
We're in the tavern.
What is up, my dude?
Oh man, I got a lot to talk about, and I'm just hyped, man. There's a lot of good things happening right now.
What you sipping on over there?
Oh, I got some Monster brand bitter brew right
Coffee.
now. Yeah. It's the Java Monster.
Nice.
Loca Mocha.
I'm also drinking cold mocha coffee.
Yes.
We are in the tavern.
Cheers.
Things are heating up.
Yeah, man, I've been playing a bunch of games. I've been just kind of, going around seeing what I can do, what I can record, and what I can't. And I've been playing Warframe. I started picking it up a little bit, and right now the footage, it's just I'm in the plains of Eidolon, and I think it's 3. I don't know if they added more, but there's 3 like open world sort of areas that you can just run around, explore, gather like crafting materials and stuff like that.
This looks intense.
Dude, this is me by myself, and I'm like a subpar gamer. Oh, I just wanted to see if I could hit him with the nade real quick. Bink! It's totally not going to do anything.
This is online too, though, right?
Yes. Not only is it online, it's 100% free, and it's also cross-platform.
Nice.
Yeah, you can have up to 4 people in your party, and you can play in these open worlds like that, or you can run missions. It's sort of instance-based, but I had a problem. Oh, I spotted a thumper. I needed it for a one of the missions, so I went in. But yeah, they've been constantly. This is like their first open world area, and they've just been adding to it, pretty consistently while building new
When did
stuff.
Warframe come out?
2013, yeah. Because the reason I started picking it up is because it's the 10-year anniversary just started this week. And it's going to be 10 weeks of, if you log in and play, you can get all of the event items from the previous anniversaries. And it's just like different skinned weapons and different like cosmetics for your character. It's just free. You play a mission, and you can just get in there. And play by yourself, play with a group, or like.
This looks intense.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, this is real basic gameplay. This is me not doing like any kind of speed running or like a crazy build. This is just Vauban. He's like the engineer frame. Because you're just robot space ninjas flying around, dude, and it's super cool. And this is medium graphics. Like, this isn't even as good as it gets.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Was it always free?
Yep. It's been free since day one. They've made it a point that you can unlock everything, but you can pay to just get it sooner, like quicker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, but everything is unlockable, except for cosmetics. Most of the cosmetics, if not all the cosmetics, but most of them, you have to pay money for, and that's the only way you can get them. But you can also gift them to people, too.
Are you wearing any cosmetics right now?
Oh, yeah. The cape, that's a cosmetic. There's shoulder guards, there's shin guards, there's chest. Sindanas are the clothes.
I mean, your
I think.
outfit looks pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And you can change all the colors on everything. You can change like the. I got stuck under a rock like 3 times there.
So, how much cash money you think you got on your body right now? How much are we talking?
How much have I spent?
Like, how much do you think is on your character right now?
Oh, man, probably not a lot. Most of what I got was from events and just the grind. I I did spend money on this game to get some cool cosmetics, but like really don't need it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be hopping on, the next few weeks, grab some event stuff, play a little bit, because it's good, man. Like I said, the big thing is it's free and it's cross-platform. So now, dudes with PS5s you can play with, dudes with the Xbox, even Switch. They have a Switch, Warframe on the Switch.
Dang.
Yeah, you can get it, man. But, yeah, the other thing, mostly I've played it because I was bummed because my computer was messing up playing D4.
You couldn't play D4 with
I
me,
couldn't
dude.
play D4, but
Sad.
yeah, dude, I am. Because, like, I'm gonna talk about this later, but, like, I'm gonna channel that energy of not being able to play D4 into some
Dude.
into something positive. But tell me about
Oh
this.
no, I could turn this into a positive thing for you. You don't want to play the beta because once it goes away, you're going to be very sad.
Yeah, is it that good?
Yeah, for sure.
It looks great. I mean, I've seen gameplay, but I just haven't been able to. My computer keeps messing it up or something. I'm gonna try. There's still time this weekend for me to try it, but tell me about this, man. Come on, I'm itching.
It's pretty good. I like the skill tree so far.
Mm-hmm.
You can only get to level 25 in this beta, so
Okay.
you only see so much, but what you do see looks great.
Yeah, and you're playing the sorcerer.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like an MMO. Feels like WoW, which is crazy to kind of see WoW. It's different, it's like a Diablo MMO. It really is.
Yeah. Are you in like a dungeon right now, or are you running around in the world?
This is some dungeon.
This is some so we won't see like other people just showing up.
Probably not.
You're not in a party, right?
No.
Or can they just show up in your dungeon too?
No.
Okay.
Unless I invite them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good.
Yeah.
That way some dude doesn't come in and speed run a dungeon you've been working and just ganks the boss.
Yeah, but there's like all the lands that you have to travel through to get to where you need to go. You'll see. That's when you see other people. And you can group up with them. People always say hi.
Yeah.
You're always trying to talk, yeah.
Everyone's excited, man. So, all right, let's compare these two very similar games that we both played, and that's Diablo 2 and Path of Exile. Yes. So,
you will instantly get Path feels the moment you start moving your character, because if you remember how you start off in there, you're like on the beach or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like a castaway prisoner or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah, you're just castaway guy.
Yeah, just wash up on the shore, grab a piece of wood, and get
That's
to work.
exactly how this starts.
Good.
And but it's not the same. Like in Path, you have to grind a little bit, fight the boss, and then you go to the main town. This is different, but you will definitely get vibes from that.
Okay.
I'd say it's got a lot in common with Path, which is not a bad thing,
No, Path is an amazing game. If anybody is looking for a good dungeon crawler that's free, they should definitely play Path. It's a huge download, but it's definitely a good game.
Yeah, and the thing about D2 combat mechanics is everything's on 2 buttons. So like you can switch one of those buttons to like a buff, use it, and then switch back to something else, but you only have 2 attacks at all times.
Yeah. I got you.
So, I mean, I'm kind of used to that. Like, I think I grinded to like level 20 just using right click and left click, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I finally picked up teleport. Or no, I got teleport a little earlier than that, but
yeah, I'm looking down there, and you've got like the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then left click, right click.
Yeah, I have
And
my
then
teleport on 1. 2 is just, it's a long cooldown.
okay.
And it just bounces. You see that lightning just flying around, bouncing. Super strong.
Yeah.
Because there's all these synergies. There's like crit synergies. And if they've already been hit with the electric and everything's just
look
bouncing.
at you, dude. Those little fancy robes.
Yeah, and I just, I've been gathering different materials and loot this whole time. And don't even know where to access or find it, but I'm like, that's fine. I'm getting a bunch.
Yeah.
And I salvaged a ton of rares, and I was getting materials. Didn't know where it was going, but I knew I had it.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I found you can upgrade pretty much any item you have. You can upgrade it 3 times, and it boosts stats, and it'll take those materials that you've been collecting, like the ignots, different hides. There's like a bunch of different hides.
Yeah.
And leathers.
So I'm getting a kind of what the button setup reminds me of is like League of Legends, where you have like your 4 abilities and then the rest is just kind of like there's like 4 buttons for your abilities and then the rest is just kind of clicking. And I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, League's great combat,
Yeah, because it's simple and it's clean.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they needed to do on here is
it's
in
so
my-
much fun. It's so smooth. I love the teleport. It if you know what the teleport sounds like in Harry Potter,
yeah.
it sounds just like that.
It's like the
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah, and you see your character like go into this tiny little vortex and become like you can see his body start to get small and just appear somewhere else. And it goes as far as your mouse can go.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's console players don't have the advantage that we have.
Sure.
They cannot teleport as far as we can. But that's all right.
Yeah. That's weird.
Everything else is the same.
Yeah. But I like that they made it simple, but it doesn't seem like it's basic. Because I got that feel from Diablo 3 where like combat was really basic.
Yeah.
It was
I started to
simple
get
and
that
basic.
feel for a second in this game, and then I just kept playing and realized that there's so much more to it.
Yeah, because what League does very well is that all of their characters' abilities synergize with each other.
Ooh. Legendary ring drop.
Oh, dang.
What were you saying?
That,
Synergizes?
Yeah, like every champion, like all 4 of their abilities, they all kind of synergize with each other
Mm-hmm.
and kind of play off of each other, and they all kind of feel like it's within the same character's moveset, and like using them in different combination does different things and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Diablo 3 just felt very disjointed. Like you just had like 4 really cool abilities, but they didn't like super like meld with each other.
Yeah, 3 was a flop, brother.
Yeah. I mean, I hate picking on it, but like this is the next step. Like this is Diablo 4. What we should be comparing it to is the previous Diablos.
Way
and
better.
Other games that are like, I guess in a sense, competition. Right? I mean, Path is doing its own thing, and it's been doing its own thing, but it is like, this same sort of like dungeon crawler, sort of like overhead view.
Yeah. But this has
genre.
The wonderful Blizzard graphics.
Yeah. Oh, the graphics are way better than Path.
Dude, you didn't even get to see the opening cinematic or anything.
I saw the opening cinematic, yeah, where they're like running into the temple and like the bandits
their
and the
blood.
Yeah. That I think
feels like a movie, dude.
Dude, Blizzard has amazing trailers.
Aren't they making a TV show? Or no, I know they're doing God of War and they're doing a Gears of War TV show.
I would watch both of those.
They need to do that Diablo because
Diablo would be cool.
it felt like a movie.
Yeah.
Like, I was sucked in.
Dude, you should, after this, you should bring up a clip of, Warframe cinematics. They're also, like, movie quality. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if Blizzard was the first one to do it, but I know they did it probably the best. Even, like, World of Warcraft, right? Whenever Classic dropped and they had that cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
I remember like the dwarf like trudging through the snow with his bear and his gun and like the Tauren on top of the like tower like spreading like dust or leaves or whatever it was, and like all the other stuff that was there. The like the night elf like turning into like a cat and running through. The cinematic game, the trailer game has just like stepped up.
Yeah.
And now Blizzard set a standard for itself. It's just like, if we don't have a good cinematic, like, that's half of our marketing. It's just gone.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this good, and I don't think, like, I think most people that play these kind of games don't really care too much. Like, in Path, there's nothing. No, you dropped on that beach and you just get in there. Yeah, for the most part, but yeah, they really overdid it.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's all I got to see. Then I got to character creation, and my game crashed twice. And yeah, I couldn't get past character creation. And then what you said twice now, whenever you tried to close Diablo 4, it crashed on you.
Yeah. And I've closed the game multiple times, but yeah, 2 of the times my computer crashed.
Yeah. I mean, it's beta. It is what it is. Like, that's what you sign up for, is like in an unfinished game that might not work correctly. But man, I'm so psyched. The last good dungeon crawler I played was Torchlight 2, and that was a while ago.
Yeah,
And
so for you not being able to play, that's it. You can look at it like a good thing because
yeah, tell me how it's okay. Oh no, that's good for you.
Yeah, I was warned too last week whenever people were talking about it on Reddit. They were like, so what am I supposed to do for the next 2.5 months or whatever?
Yeah. Like,
so I knew it was coming.
Someone gave you like a little like someone gave you like a free sample of drugs and you're like, this is the best thing ever, and they're like, all right, I'm not giving you any more, and then you can buy it later.
Months.
Yeah, and you're just like, now you're looking at me and you just be like, you know what, man, I was better off before I tried those things. At
Exactly.
least you don't miss it whenever you never had it.
Exactly, dude. I picked up something from an altar, and it just intensifies your attacks.
Dang, man. Yeah, man, good job, Blizzard.
Yeah, they did a great job.
You crashed and burned, and with Diablo 3, and you just rose from the ashes, my guys.
There's a lot of people out there complaining. They're just trying to get views.
Oh,
You can only get to level 25, so this is just like a fraction of the game,
Yeah, and it's like it's a free beta. What do you like? Oh,
it's just for clicks.
I got to level cap in 3 hours. What are you doing, Blizzard? It's like giving you a free game, my dude. Getting you that little sample of heroin. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know if we can talk about drug use on YouTube.
You can.
Yeah,
we're not promoting it. So.
No, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? Don't do drugs.
And if you're watching this, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, you are missing out on some sweet footage right now.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
No. I mean, like, there's still time to check out Diablo if you if you can, but there's so many videos on YouTube of people doing playthroughs on both weekends, the closed beta and the open beta.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see plenty of content and people that are way more into these types of games, like doing much better breakdowns of like the lore and the combat and the mechanics, like people who've just like, I've been playing Diablo since I was a little baby and I haven't stopped. But yeah, as far as turning this into a good thing, I got really bummed out because like I even told one of my friends, Jay, and I was like, hey man, like Diablo 4 is like set to go, and he's like, oh yeah, like that's cool, did you get in? And I was like, no, it's not working. And he was like, oh, and he just sent me a picture of him logging in just like sitting in the tavern where you start. And he's just like, huh, that sucks, and just
Dang.
like went to play. And I was just like really bummed. I was like, man, I upgraded my computer, like I spent all this time, like my computer's never been this good before and I still can't run it. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And
You want me to come look at it tomorrow?
no. I'm sure it's some stupid thing with like, it's a beta and my hard drive's weird. It's set up weird, I should say. But turning that into some like, it was just kind of like coming back to the whole like mission statement kind of deal that I had whenever I was thinking about this channel and stuff, is like, we want to do gaming for everybody. And it's like, it's kind of a good thing that we're not just focusing on these like high-end games that are like brand new coming out, that we're also covering like,
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about my game of the week because it's actually not Diablo.
ooh, yeah, but talking about like gaming for everybody, it's not just like, hey, like, spend the $60, spend a few more $100 upgrading your computer, your rig, all you have to get the PS5. Like your PS4 just doesn't cut it anymore, like whatever, I don't know. And I don't know, dude, it's just kind of like, man, I feel awful that I can't play the same game as my friends because like I just don't have a good enough, like, whatever is wrong, it's just not good enough. And I was like, you know what, yeah, this is good, this is exactly what I need to, like, keep myself back on point. And that's why I checked out Warframe, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because the 10th anniversary, I was like, you know what, that's a beautiful timing for everything. But dude, I forgot how good Warframe is.
Did you unlock some sweet stuff?
I actually have most of it, because I have been playing like every anniversary, and I was playing for like, I forget when I started. It came out in 2013. And I think I started playing 2019 or 2020. And I played, it had to have been 2019. Maybe earlier. I have no idea. I played for years hardcore. It was the only game I played. Because I had a guy I worked with, my buddy Blake, opening Wendy's at like 6 a.m. in the morning, just like mopping floors and loading up patties and all kinds of stuff. And every day he'd be like, dude, you gotta check out Warframe. You gotta check out Warframe. Warframe's like the best game ever. Like, play out Warframe. And I'm like, all right. And he's the third person to tell me I need to play Warframe. And I finally listened to him, and I was like, all right, I'll download it. And I was just like, dude, this is an amazing game. It's still my vote for best free-to-play game ever.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I
It's
think
like
it's
space exploration type of deal.
Yeah. It's you unlock these frames, which are just like robot suits, and you travel the universe fighting aliens and other people and blah blah blah, and the story is amazing. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's got twists and turns, and you're like, just stuff you just wouldn't think of, but it's great, man. You unlock cool, crazy weapons. Your warframes are basically magic. Like, there's just like, oh, this one's the fire frame. It's just a robot that shoots fire out of it. From where? I don't know. It just summons fire. And then all the way up to just some... Okay. We're going to play this dirt now. I got you. But it...
What do you want me to play, guy?
No. You're good. It's Guild Wars 2. Or Guild Wars.
Yeah.
The first one. But no, man, it's got everything from really simple, straightforward frames all the way to super complicated. Same thing with weapons. There's all kinds of companions and pets you can get, and then it's just a super fun grindy game, man. I tell everybody they should play it, especially now that it's cross-platform. You should. Why wouldn't you play it?
Hell yeah!
But man, what a throwback! Tell me about Guild Wars 1.
Dude, I woke up the other day.
Yeah. Do you have a hankering for some Guild Wars 1?
Yeah, it just popped in my head. I was like, why don't I have a sweet MMO to grind on right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking to myself, I need something that is a throwback.
Yeah.
I need something kind of like Final Fantasy. I need something kind of like WoW in a way.
Yeah.
I need something that's just fun. And Guild Wars 1 popped in my head, and I just checked it out, man, just to see if people were still playing it, and they are.
Yeah?
Yeah. Still a lot of people playing.
How much did it, you got like all the expansions you said, right?
I got 2 expansions with it.
Okay. How much did that set you back for like the base game and the expansions?
$13.
In 2023. Was it on sale?
I had to get it off like a third-party website.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just bought the game code, and it gave me the game and 2 expansions. It was $13.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to buy it on Steam, it's $20 for the game and $20 for each expansion.
Yeah.
But I freaking love this game, dude.
Yeah.
It is an MMO, but you can progress the whole way with NPCs. You get to choose which NPCs are on your team, and kind of reminds me of like the Dragon Age, if you ever played any of those games.
Yeah.
Where you form a party in a way. Kind of reminds me of that. Reminds me of Final Fantasy. I played a little bit when we were younger, but I would say this past week I played more already than
all the previous times combined.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to play this game a lot. It was at a weird time where it was around the time, I think it was before World of Warcraft came out, and me and Josh were just buying like every MMO we could find because that we just got into it. I don't remember what the first one was, but he got me hooked into MMOs, and I'm just like, yes, like let's find one. And I just kept buying them. He just kept buying them. We just kept trying them out. And that's how I felt in Guild Wars, was just like, oh, it's just another MMO and it's on sale. Like, whatever, I'll pick it up. But it was amazing. I clocked so many hours on this.
No monthly subscription.
No, that was the big thing.
There's no in-game cosmetic store.
Mm-mm.
There's no battle pass weekly leveling stuff up. You buy the game. You don't even have to get the expansions. You can just get the game, and you can play it online forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge game, and it's tough, man.
Yeah,
that's why I need you. I need you to get these 2 expansions, or whichever.
This is a call for help,
or whichever one you're missing.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the expansions. I know I have the base game on Steam. I'll have to see if I have the expansions.
If not, you can get the pack that I got. $13.
$13 was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that. Now I had this problem with Guild Wars 2, where Guild Wars 2 is they took everything that was good from Guild Wars 1 and just made it better in Guild Wars 2, and the games are night and day unrecognizable from each other, just graphics wise and combat wise, mechanics wise.
You can party up the same.
Yeah.
You can
It's
like get NPCs and all that.
Yeah, you cannot get NPCs, but it is open world.
Same, but different.
It's
open world.
It's open world, where this is instance based.
Yeah.
Where you get the party and then you go on a mission. Guild Wars 2 took the same kind of route that like World of Warcraft did. It's MMO, and then they have like dungeons and instances that you party up with and you go through. Man, this is giving me some nostalgia right now. It's just watching this content.
I'm digging it, dude. I'm only level 13.
Yeah.
And I've put many hours into it.
Isn't the level cap in this game like 20? I don't think it was very high.
I don't know. I have no idea. It might be.
Yeah, I if I'm remembering correctly, it had a pretty low level cap.
It makes sense, because when you make a PvP character, you're already at level 20.
I think
on
it
the
was
PvP
20.
server.
I wasn't sure if the expansions like upped it at all or just.
And pretty much most of the people I see in town, they have something like, it says like V20 after their name. So that I think that's might be right.
Yeah. Guild Wars 2 has like level 80 as their cap. Like, it's huge.
Yeah, like I said though, I've been grinding and I'm only level 13. It's been something real.
Yeah, dude, the old games are grindy. And I mean,
I really like the spell rotations and all that. The beginning quest, they kind of force you to learn a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to sit there and do
it
in a certain way, and the guys I was battling were higher level than me anyway. I was a little bit behind, but still managed to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, this was back in a time where, like, there were rotations, but they didn't, like, I don't know, they didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, it's definitely on purpose.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, this is the time where they were making that switch, where that's why they were kind of force-feeding it to you. A lot of the older MMOs, they didn't have a rotation, and a lot of times they didn't even plan on having a rotation.
It's just like figure it out.
They just gave you cool skills, and like, yeah, it would make sense for a rogue to have these skills, and it was you who discovered if you could even find a rotation and what that rotation was.
Yeah, so I'm definitely liking the combat system in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It is fun. I'm playing a Mesmer.
I love those. And did you multi-class?
Yeah.
Yeah? What'd you multi-class into?
Assassin.
Ooh.
But if I can change it, I might change it. Because I'm only using it, like right now in this video clip, I'm only using it for that one skill that gives me a ton of dodge and health regen, which it's been nice, but... Yeah,
just your panic button.
Yeah, most of my abilities are just like interrupts that make you deal damage. Mm-hmm. I have like an AoE interrupt. So if I run into a pack and they're all the same, and let's say they all start casting a spell, I can interrupt them all and then it deals damage. Yeah. It's just a nice little AoE I've been messing with.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
it's fun, dude.
I think the character I got the highest was a archer or ranger. I can't remember what they call it in here. And then the elementalist.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like just from afar, I'd just be like firing arrows, throwing fireballs, like doing AoE stuff.
Dude, the aggro in this game is weird.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're close, like, they'll come at you. But I still can't figure out exactly like how it works.
Oh, dude,
they'll snipe you, dude. They snipe me from far.
It's that old world jank, man. They're just like threat, and they just like come at you. They, like I said, this is a little bit early. This is before like World of Warcraft really got that stuff down pat, and then everybody else kind of, followed suit. It was just like You know,
Probably gonna
weird
switch,
AI.
Yeah, it's very weird AI. But I was thinking probably switch my second class to an elementalist, because I'm sure there's a couple spells in there that could benefit me.
Yeah. It would be weird for you to like incorporate a melee or like a close range sort of build now.
Yeah, it was fun at first, but then I was
Yeah.
like, I could use all these mesmer abilities and just use a little heal.
Yeah. Yeah, worst case, you just pick monk for like a little extra heals. You know, that was always like my default. Like if I just really didn't know what other class to multi into, I would just like pick monk. I was like, worst case, I've got some extra heals. Like,
Dude,
whatever.
hop on this game and make a monk, my brother. Join the crew.
Sure, you wouldn't rather have a tank?
Yeah, a tank would be nice. I'm using that guy.
This guy.
He's pretty decent. Like, look, he's got a charge, a little taunt.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like NPC AI. It's just like I attack the closest guy, or I attack who you're attacking.
I mean, if you wanted to tank, and then if I can change my second class, get some heals maybe, or some buffs.
I think there is a way to change your second class. I don't think you can change your first class.
Yeah.
But I think you can change your second class, and you have to like do a quest and then like retake the test to like multi-class, whatever it is.
Yeah, I had a feeling there was a way to change the second one.
I'm pretty sure there is, but I have no idea how to do it or where to do it, because it's been like a decade, dude. At least. No, more than a decade. So I was playing this in like 8th, 9th grade.
Yeah, I think this came out around 2004.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you got it.
I would have been 14.
I think you got it like right away.
Oh yeah, dude. I was hyped. Like I said, it's as soon as like an MMO was coming out at that time, I was just like, I was on it, because I wanted to find a good MMO, and we'd grind hard on one for a while, and then like it'd just be like, like the end game isn't that good, or like, you know, this is pretty basic, or the combat's just not good, or
Oh, bro, you tap out early too much.
I do. But I mean, like, I've gotten to experience a lot of games by doing that. I haven't beaten a lot of games, but I've gotten to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
And, you know, really figure out what I like and what I don't like. But yeah, absolutely. My,
If you could create a game, what kind of game would you go for?
You know what? Actually, that brings me up to one of my points I want to talk about. Because you saying that, I would want a game that has just about everything. Obviously, I want like a sort of MMO setting, or at least like a high number multiplayer, right? Like you join like your group, like 12 people or some crap like that.
What kind of setting are we talking? We talking futuristic? We talking old western?
Oh man. You know what? There's not a lot of, at least I don't know of a lot of really good Old West games. That would be pretty cool to just have like a cowboy MMO, but maybe
Isn't that kind of what, like,
put a spin on it, like a fantasy spin, or like maybe even a sci-fi spin on like Wild West kind of deal.
Isn't that like kind of like what Fallout did, or
Kinda. Fallout is like futuristic sci-fi. Not futuristic sci-fi. It's like alternate timeline sci-fi. And New Vegas was set in the Mojave Desert. So it had a lot of like cowboy undertones and stuff like that, because you're like walking around and you had a lot of revolvers. Yeah. Shooting like desperados, and there's a lot of comedy to that game, so they were making jokes and stuff. But honestly, one where there's a survival element to it. You know, you've got to eat, you've got to drink, you've got to like be able to rest. And a way to do that in an MMO setting would be crazy. I would love to see that happen.
Well, that's kind of like those survival games like DayZ, where you're always out.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
Yes. But also with base building. I like being able to construct and build. And if I don't want to go out and play PvP, or like it's just a bunch of dudes on like a server and we're just hanging out together and we're not just like constantly murdering each other, like build a cool fort, build a cool base. We can build a farm. We need food. We can either keep going out and scavenging, or like we could take the time, gather the resources, set up a farm, and like have a base supply of food. Or dig.
You want the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
What you want, like aircrafts and planets and.
I mean, I wouldn't mind for vehicles and mounts or whatever, and like it depends on the setting, blah blah blah. But yeah, man,
what kind of graphics? Like if you could compare it to a game.
Realistically, an MMO with that much stuff. I'm trying to think.
Star Wars Old Republic graphics.
I would play it. I mean,
oh heck yeah!
There's no question about that. I've played much worse than that.
We gotta find this game. There's got to be a game pretty much like you described out there.
So.
A little Star Trek Online or something.
There's one coming out, and it's Lord of the Rings, The Mines of Moria.
It's an MMO?
It's I think it's up to 5 players. And what it is after Frodo destroyed the One Ring, you're playing a group of dwarves trying to reclaim the Mines of Moria. Because if you remember in the movies, like they went in there, all the dwarves were killed, and the goblins, and the Balrog, and all that stuff were there.
Mm-hmm.
This is post that. There's no more Sauron. He's done. And now it's about dwarves going in and reclaiming their home. And so they're fighting to take back, and it's survival. You're gathering resources.
You can only be a dwarf?
You can only be a dwarf. Well, like, who else is going to, like...
It's a MMO. It's a dwarf MMO.
It's not really an MMO.
it's like a 5-player.
It's a 5-player multiplayer game, right? With survival, crafting, and combat elements.
So could you play it? When's this coming out?
They just released a trailer for it. Maybe next year. I think next year.
We're gonna do some. What do they call it? 2-player couch.
Yeah.
Play that game.
Oh, dude. I mean, it looks great because it's got the base building, right? Because you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to drink. But you also have to go out and get these resources. And there's like goblins and there's trolls and every other creature because the mines have been like... All the dwarves are dead at this point. There's no more dwarves in the mines. And so like all these other creatures have moved in. Plus, now that... Sauron's dead, no one's leading them. So there's factions now. So now you could see like orcs and goblins fighting each other. Because they're like, no, we're orc tribe now. Like we're goblin tribe. There's no like, we all are Sauron dudes.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
Yeah, there's another dwarf game that's like that came out, and I can't remember what it's called. But it same exact sort of like idea. But this one's very Lord of the Rings focused. From the dev stream, they said they're focusing a lot on the lore, like correct everything they can get on there. And yeah, man, it looks super fun. Because like you can have people that... It brings people that have like I love survival type games, or I love base building type games, or I love just combat type games.
Lord of the Rings
yeah
games.
Plus it's all Lord of the Rings themed and blah blah blah.
Heck yeah, I'm down,
dude. It looks cool. It's just like,
you say Lord of the Rings, you already know I'm down.
Oh, I know, but like in the trailers they got like dwarves like scraping off like fungus and like mushrooms from the side of the cave, and there's like other dwarves like standing guard, like watching. And there's like stealth elements, but it's not super good because they're dwarves. It's more like you're kind of hiding and letting them pass than it is like, oh, I'm gonna sneak around and like get a sneak attack and like pickpocket them and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, we don't want to fight a troll right now, so we're going to hide behind this rock until he leaves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you craft better weapons and everything like that, and armor, and you can get different types of weapons, different types of armor, and like the armor plays a part in the stealth. It looks good, man. Again, they had me at Lord of the Rings, but as soon as they were like, oh, you're dwarves in like a base building survival, I'm like, I'm set, I'm hooked. And then they're like, oh, this is after Frodo and like the Fellowship.
Dude, when are they gonna make a new MMO
For Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I know their old one.
It's absolute trash. You don't want to play it?
I guess people like it, but
I
don't. Yeah,
It was bad. I didn't like it.
I couldn't get into it.
No, that's like EverQuest. I tried playing EverQuest for a while. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
And the Lord of the Rings one wasn't great.
I can see the good things in EverQuest, but
there's just better options right now.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone who hasn't played it could like get it back into that game.
I think these days, yeah, getting into it now.
I've tried,
but I've
tried multiple times.
I think if you played EverQuest 1 and now you're on EverQuest
if you grew
2,
up playing it,
yes.
Sure.
That's like RuneScape. Like,
yeah, it's definitely not for like new players.
I've showed people RuneScape and they're like, this game looks like absolute dog water. And it's like, no, man, just ignore the polygons and like just, what do you, auto attack? You can't even dodge. It's like, that's not what it's about. Like, just trust me, man, it's a good game.
It's a very unique game.
Yeah. I get if you've already been into the game, how you can be like, yes, like I understand this game. I'm into the nostalgia. You know, I'm committed.
Which is, I'm kind of surprised I'm this much into Guild Wars because I did not play this growing up. But I really like the combat system.
Yeah.
I like that I can play it single player. Just nice group of whatever NPCs I want.
Oh.
Would be nice to have one real player in there in my group.
Oh, dude, listen, I've already got Guild Wars, so I'm down to play. But I'll be honest with you, if I didn't own Guild Wars already, I'd be like, dude, just buy Guild Wars 2. Like, come play with me on Guild Wars 2. You have to buy it, I think.
No, it's free.
It's free now, the base game?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's been free for a long time.
Has it? I bought it. Like, I pre-ordered it when they announced it, like years before it was supposed to be released. I went to GameStop and I pre-ordered it
a couple times. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It makes me want to play WoW.
It's very similar to WoW. It's got a lot of good points on WoW, a lot of different things, but it's that same sort of package deal that you get with like good quality MMOs. The formula that WoW already figured out, and Guild Wars use that same sort of formula. They just put a different spin on it, and in a lot of cases, I think they put a better spin on certain things.
It's definitely, I think it's in the top 5. It's definitely in the top 5 most popular MMOs right now.
Yeah.
WoW, Guild Wars, Final Fantasy.
Is it the new Final Fantasy MMO? Is there a new one, or are you talking about 11?
It's like 14, I think.
Okay, yeah, because I played 11. It was also trash.
Yeah, I tried to play that. Last year, I tried to play that one.
Ugh. It was rough.
Yeah, it was tough. It was too tough. It was just, again, one of those games that if you didn't grow up playing, like, you're probably not going to be able to get into it.
Yeah. I think they were really riding the whole, like, it's a Final Fantasy MMO to kind of, like, get people in sort of deal.
I remember the box. I remember when you got the game. I was
so hyped.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's a Final Fantasy MMO? Heck yeah. Just like when I was like, oh, it's a Lord of the Rings MMO? Heck yeah. Oh, it's a Star Wars MMO? Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I couldn't get into, the Star Wars MMO.
I played it a lot, and eventually, like, I was like, there's nothing left for me. Like, I'm tired of playing this.
I feel like
cracked the code.
I feel like I would really like a Star Wars MMO, but for some reason I can't get into it.
I
Quests
liked
are
it.
boring. Like, to me, I get bored of the quests.
Yeah, the quests, if you're not into the role playing, the quests are really tedious and there's a lot of dialogue. And you're just like, click, 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 click. Like, can I finish this quest and move on to the next one?
Yeah, because I just want to get in the arena PvP and
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
down.
See, I played the crap out of it because, like, playing, like, it's an MMO, but it also has a lot of RPG elements where you're making these different choices and, like, different things happen to your character and from your character doing these things. That's what really got me into it, and that's why I stayed with it for so long. But eventually, it was just kind of... My first playthrough, I loved it. My second playthrough was kind of like meh. And then I was just like, this is just the same thing, but like a different class. Like, it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, it's tough for me because once I do get, like, start to feel out the combat in another game, if it reminds me of classic WoW,
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to switch over to classic WoW.
Yeah. It's hard to beat the most successful MMO ever.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but the combat is just, the mechanics, just so smooth.
Yeah.
So much fun.
It was good when it first came out and it had a ton of problems and like balancing issues and like blah blah blah, and they fixed so much. But yeah, that it's just WoW figured out the formula way before anybody else did, and then everybody was just like, yeah, this game's a success, why wouldn't we do the same thing that game's doing? I feel that way with first person shooters a lot. They all kind of feel the same to me. It's just like, oh, well, like, no, it's different. This one's got different guns. And it's like, it's the same. It's submachine guns and light machine guns and shotgun. Like, they're the same gun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this one's a P90X and this is a P90X1. And it's like, wow, what's the difference? It's like, whoa, this one's got a different firing chamber. And it's like, dude, I don't care. It's the same gun.
My skin costs $10.
Yeah. I get it. It's hard to do that. I played a lot of dungeon crawlers, and every time I was like, why am I not just playing D2 right now?
Yeah,
because like I already
that's
have
how
the
I
game.
felt when I tried to play Torchlight. I was like, man, I could be playing like something less bright.
Yeah, dude. It's super bright.
It's a very bright game.
Yeah. It's got a different aesthetic and everything. And it's supposed to be like almost like a Borderlands-esque kind of feel to it.
Did you play Borderlands?
I played...
Would you recommend it?
I would absolutely recommend Borderlands.
I could get... There's like the PS3 version is on Vita. I can get it for Vita. It's like the full game.
It's way better when you have a party, a group with you.
Oh, really?
But the game by itself, you can solo that game, and it's fun as crap, dude. It's hilarious. It's funny. Which Borderlands did you say?
I'm gonna reach behind you.
Yeah. I can't remember which one I played the most out of. I've played 1, and I've played 2. I know that much. I can't remember which characters were in 3. So that's the only way I'm going to be able to tell you if I played it or not, is who were the characters in the game. But no, they've got a gun randomization system where there's millions, billions, maybe even different types of guns. And the way they do that is there's like a base kind of gun. It's got a certain scope, it's got a certain clip, it's got a certain special ability, it's got like a certain thing, and it's just like every single combination and permutation of all of that. So you can get a shotgun with a sniper rifle scope on it that shoots fire, or you can get a shotgun that's got like the big like nutsack drum clip on it, and it shoots electric.
It's Borderlands 2.
I would get it, dude.
Getting it right now.
I love it. I love the Borderlands because the gun combat again is simple. You've got special abilities, but for the most part, you're wrecking people with whatever guns you have. You can carry a bunch of guns. The characters are hilarious. The writing's hilarious. It's just a really, really funny game.
I saw a picture, like the main front cover of the game, I think, and it kind of reminded me of Team Fortress, cartoonish.
Yes. It's that cell shading I really, really like because it's cartoony, but not like 2D. It's like 3D cartoon, like 3D comics.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's really unique. And every time I see it, I'm like, yes, Borderlands. Yeah. And that's kind of what I compare Torchlight to, is like, it's got that same sort of feel where everything is like a comic book color, where it's all bright and like it's not really like dark. Everything's happy, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Torchlight is sometimes annoyingly bright.
Yeah.
And
man, I love the way D4 looks.
Yes.
It looks great.
If my dungeon crawler makes me happy, I don't know if I can call it a dungeon crawler. Like, I want to crawl through the mud and fight demons, just like stepping through skulls and bile and blood to like save the world. Like, that's what I want my dungeon crawlers to be.
Yeah, I remember getting like a little Ooga Booga mask or something on Torchlight and being like, okay, I'm starting to look kind of cool.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
I played the crap out of it. Mostly because I was playing with friends. So like that was a big drive.
Yeah.
I tried going back to playing it by myself, and it's just like, why am I not playing D2?
Yeah.
Or Path. I'd rather play Path than this.
This is the end of the Guild Wars video clip. I am at my quest destination.
Oh no.
And it's getting close.
Fight some Nagas, yeah.
Bunch of level 10s, and then there's a higher level one.
Oh man.
Things start to get out of hand here. Yeah, there was one point of this game where I got stuck. I just didn't know what to do. It wasn't... My quests weren't showing me where to go or anything. Whenever I would talk to the guy in town, he would just send me to like this main hub where all the players meet and teleport around wherever.
Yeah.
And the only place I could go from there was back to where I came from. I was completely lost, and I was like... Still didn't want to give up on the game, though, for some reason.
Yeah.
You know...
Oh, yeah, one setback, and you're just like, I'm done with this game. You don't want to be like me.
I mean, I don't think it was the first setback, but... Oh, there I go. My team... We had this last guy down to the nitty gritty, and he wiped my team. Yep.
Did he revive you?
Normally she does, but she revived the other healer, I think, which makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
And they couldn't hang on. He took us out.
Oh, what a bummer.
So, he's 3 levels higher than me, and so it's a tough battle, but a ton of fun, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I love it. It's exactly what I was looking for. I'm like, I don't care. It's old school graphics, you know.
Yeah. That's a good thing. This game, Guild Wars 2 and a lot of other games, what makes these games good is that they're simple, but they're not basic, right?
Yeah.
It's... and they're not easy. It's simple to say, like, okay, like, I just want to be able to move, I want to be able to attack, and I want, like, my stuff to synergize. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Basic is just, like, I click on a thing, and the thing happens. Like RuneScape. RuneScape's very basic.
You true that.
Like, I mean, I know it gets challenging, you know, getting your fire cape and, like, PvP, like, you add another, like, element to it, and it gets complicated.
They finally have raids now with mechanics and...
Yeah, but RuneScape's, it's basic. You click on a thing, and, like, you just kind of AFK.
This is hard to explain, but everything happens in the same clicks. So, like, you could be spamming on where you want to go, but you're going to go when the game loads and allows you to, and everyone is moving on those clicks as well.
Yes.
It's a very different game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of simple click skills in that game.
Yeah, like, Pokemon is simple. Right? It's just like you collect Pokemon, you battle with those Pokemon, they get levels and they get stronger. Right? But it's not basic, because there's this whole other layer to it as far as, you know, team composition, team synergy, the natures, the EVs, the IVs, you know, their total skills, and like if you like look deeper into it, it adds like all these layers to it.
How's your Poke's coming along, my dude?
Ugh, don't shame me. All right.
I'm just asking, dude.
Yeah.
So apparently I'm shaming you just by talking about it.
I know. I don't know. I guess I'm embarrassed.
Get off your chest.
No, I know. I guess I'm embarrassed I haven't made more progress. I got 7 badges. Right now I'm training up a Gyarados because, like, I was like, I need a water type. Like, nobody on my team has good water. I don't have a lot of good coverage right now. And I'm noticing that, like, you know, I go up against rock types and I just don't have anything to do against them. It's like, it's a fight. So I'm training that up. But dude,
they're weak against grass, right?
Yeah, I mean, as an example, yeah, rock. Grass, ground.
Okay, yeah, must have been how I dealt with it.
Water. They have 4 weaknesses? It might. Either way, my Umbreon that I EV trained up has been wrecking face. Like, not even that good at IVs, has been wrecking because I found this cleric build for it. And it's super high HP, super high special defense, and I've got Toxic, which poisons the person, and then after I poison them, I just basically stall out. I have Protect, I have a Heal, and then I have a basic attack, and I have Toxic. And he just tanks. He has been carrying me through this late part of Kanto. Like,
all my your highest level now?
I don't even think he's that highest level. It's not even that he's strong. Like, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he just...
Is he gonna become your highest level?
Oh, dude, I love him. I've never used Umbreon before, and I talked about it before, how I wanted to try to make, like, a strong, like, defensive wall. He is a freaking Great Wall of China, my man. Like, he is just tanking it. This little tiny black dog is just, like, eating fireballs and earthquakes and, like, thunderbolts and stuff, and he's just like, alright, cool.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, and he just heals up, and then it's just like, just hang out.
But here on the screen you can see.
Ooh, what's going on here?
It's my second set of Pokemon.
Oh, you're in Johto now.
Yeah. Just been grinding up the rat.
I was wondering why you gotta eradicate.
And I'm at the point where all the Pokemon I'm running into are like half my level, so I'm just gonna start catching them and replacing these noobs.
Yeah.
I've just approached it a little differently.
Obviously Cyndaquil's good. He's a really just solid fire special attacker.
Should I keep him?
Yeah. I mean, like, not even looking at his IVs. I mean, just getting you through the game. Having a good, solid fire Pokemon that can take care of grass, that can take care of ice, that can take care of steel types. Super good. And bug types.
Yeah, I just plan on keep catching them.
Yeah.
And then just getting as far as I can with this one guy, which isn't going to be much farther, you know?
Yeah, Wooper, one of my favorites. Because he starts off as a water type, and then he actually evolves into a water and ground type.
Okay, so he's worth keeping.
Yeah, so he's immune to electric attacks. But in exchange for that, he takes quadruple damage from grass.
Okay.
But having a water type that can learn water type moves, can learn ice type moves, can learn ground type moves. Like, that's a good coverage against like a lot of different types of Pokemon. Because that's really what you're looking for. Is I want all of my Pokemon to be able to handle multiple threats, not just my fire type has 4 fire type moves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, what if he goes up against
water?
Yeah, like, what's he doing? Like, obviously, really wouldn't want to send him out there, but does he have a move that is, like, at the very least, not going to be halved by hitting a water type? It's just going to be, like, normal.
Yeah, and I made a mistake and said that after I got the first badge here, I'd be able to go back to get my stuff. No, you have to get all the badges, which makes sense.
Yeah, you have to get all 8 badges, and then you have access to all your Pokemon.
And then you get my leftovers back, because they are equipped to my other Pokemon.
If I was thinking about this, if they hold on to the original games, there's a leftovers in every area.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about that too, maybe looking it up.
You might be able to find another one. If not, you can probably buy it off somebody. Having 2 leftovers won't kill you.
Yeah.
But no, man, I've been grinding, trying to find decent pokes, because, excuse me, after that video of you, like, you were telling me how, like, the league, like, wrecked you.
Yeah.
You're the Elite Four.
Yeah, it was tough.
The League of Legends, not the Elite Four. Like, got you. I've been like, man, I need to step up my game, because I got...
You're throwing some shade at it first. You're like, oh, maybe they nerfed this. You just wiped out the first guy like it was nothing.
Well, you did. I mean, like, obviously it was like freaking round 20 or whatever, but it was just like you had one Pokemon that just stomped through the first guy, and I was like, oh, all right.
It was like my 50th try.
Yeah.
I had it down packed.
I didn't know that.
I had to do a lot of switching up throughout that battle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I kept doing just trial and error because I was not going to look it up.
Yeah,
and that's how I've been taking on a lot of games right now. Just trying to figure it out on my own.
Dude, honestly, I think...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I 100% agree. We could absolutely look up the guide. It says, like, alright, these are all their Pokemon. This is what they're going to use. This is all their moves. You should have this Pokemon, that Pokemon, this one, blah. And they should have these movesets. Put them out in this order.
Go beat it your first try.
Yeah, and it's like, alright, well, what's the fun... Why don't I just pay somebody else? Or, like, buy an account off somebody else? Like, why even play?
You can. For $5, we will do it for you.
Yeah. It's like, well, what am I even... What's the point of me playing if I'm not even going to actually get good at this? You know?
Yeah, I definitely had to figure out a lot on my own there. Because I am a Pokemon nub.
Yeah. Now, I would look up, like, the type advantages and disadvantages. You know?
Well,
like,
I just figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, you can get there with trial and error, 100%, my dude. I mean, that's how I did it whenever I was a kid, because it didn't have the internet. Like, it was my friends telling me, like, oh yeah, bug types are weak against this. Like, and the rest of it was me, like, just hitting random attacks. I was like, why was that one super effective on the bug type? Like, and just like, oh, okay, I guess.
I'm just gonna like keep you on speed dial if I have any questions.
Yeah,
be like,
man.
hey, dude, just can't figure this out.
Text me. Like I said, I'm shaking off all the Pokemon rust, so it's coming back slow. But so I haven't played any of the Switch Pokemon games yet, but I looked up some gameplay.
Looks great,
dude. It's a whole nother animal. Like,
it looks good. I know.
I wasn't even expecting it to be at that level. It's like, I was looking back, because even going from the 3DS, I was like, oh yeah, like everything's 3D, and like sprites, and like the Pokemon are moving. They have different animations for all their moves too. And there's all kinds of like special cool stuff. And then just, I mean, it is going essentially from the power of a handheld to the power of a console, because the Switch is a console.
Mm-hmm.
It's not at the same level as like a PlayStation or an Xbox, but it's still way more powerful than any handheld.
Yeah.
And the what they're able to do. I mean, freaking Zelda Breath of the Wild is a huge game.
Steam Deck might have topped it by now.
It might have. You're right. I haven't compared it to Steam Deck. I keep forgetting it exists. But comparing it to any of the PlayStation or the Nintendo handhelds, it's just the processing power and the abilities of it are just, I didn't realize how much further ahead it was. And I watched some gameplay, and now I'm actually pretty hyped to go play. I have Pokemon Shield, and like maybe even pick up Scarlet or Violet, because I'm like, dude, these games look amazing.
Is the one called Sword and Shield or something?
Yeah, there's Sword and Shield, and then there's Scarlet and Violet, and Scarlet and Violet's the new one.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay on Reddit. I follow that, and it looks great. Yeah,
dude. Because it's like, it's weird open world, and it's seeing the Pokemon walking around, and you can actually go up to them to initiate the battle, or they come and attack you and initiate the battle. I mean, that's what like the Pokemon fiends have always dreamed of. Is like, it's like the show where you walk out and like, there's a Pidgey up on a tree branch, and you're just like, Pokeball, and just chuck it at it.
I know Darian has one of them
on
his Switch, and he's really into it.
Yeah,
hardcore into it.
Man,
he's like 13.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
Ooh, that's fine, man.
Well, not him, but just all kids these days. I mean, what were you playing at 13? You were playing some 2D Pokey on the
13. That was
Game Boy.
2003.
So you were probably playing Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP.
I was maybe playing Game Boy Color. I think that was like the Game Boy Color era, and that's Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal. What else was on Color? What other games did I even have, man? I can't remember anything past Pokemon.
Dude, I've got access to a Switch Lite, my man. Might have to get on there with you.
Dude, I mean,
on something. It's online, right?
Yeah. The freaking DSs have Wi-Fi capabilities. But yeah, the Switch, you can connect. I don't know if you can actually play together or if you can just like battle each other. I'm not sure, but I know on the DSs,
there's no Pokey MMO out there.
Well,
that's
there
the
is.
One we're playing.
Yeah. There's a couple, but I think this is the best one because it has the most MMO content in there.
Yeah.
Where the rest are just like the one we were playing with the ROMs and everything. That was just everybody's playing a Pokemon game together. There wasn't like end game content that was like MMO specific. Pokemon Revolution Online has end games, like MMO specific end game content.
This is the OG, dude.
It's been out for a while, man. 2015, maybe a little bit before that, roughly.
Did you want to check out a Warframe cinematic?
Yeah, put it up there. I mean, I've seen them all because every time, what Warframe does is every time it comes out with a new quest line, which is their big thing, they put out a cinematic. Is that the original one? Yeah, do the second one. Why not? They put out a super big cinematic, and the quality is, it's really comparable to what Blizzard is doing. They don't have the same type of money that Blizzard has, but like the quality is super good.
Like they could make a movie out of it.
Absolutely, dude.
Easily.
But yeah. I'm not gonna start talking about it because there's a lot of spoilers because this is one of the later ones. But
I had a friend who would always talk about it. I'm like, dude, you got to talk to my cousin about it because he would know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, dude.
I am clueless right now.
But it's they put out these huge quest lines, and honestly, the quest line you can get done in a day if you've got everything you already need. They're not super long, but they're just packed full of so much lore and changes, and people are just so hyped for them.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
It's like that's good.
Because they always kind of like ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger, or they like reveal something new, or like blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
And it's super good. I 100%, if they ever make a Warframe movie or a series or anything, dude, I'm all over it.
Oh, what are you doing Monday?
I don't know. What's
By the way.
Monday? What's going
Pause
on
this
Monday?
for now. You know how YouTube is. You can't just you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to like pause, and you can't just watch like a full thing through of someone else's content. So you have to like,
Oh yeah.
well, you have to kind of divide it.
Oh sure. I don't mind pausing. Yeah, what's going on Monday?
Oh no, I don't know if it's out yet. It might be. The Super Mario movie is coming out.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta bring the kids.
Yeah,
on
what
a
is
Monday.
it? Chris Pratt and Jack Black and a bunch of other
is
people.
it?
Yeah,
I
Jack.
have no idea who's.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is voicing Mario, and Jack Black is voicing Bowser.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know who the other characters are being voiced by, but yeah. Oh, my kids would be hyped to see it.
Yeah, I think Monday they still do the $5 movie.
Ooh.
So if it's out, it might not be out yet.
I'll have to check because like it's been a minute since I took the boys. I think the last movie I took them to was Sonic 1 or Sonic 2. One of them.
It looked good. I've seen the commercial twice, and yeah, I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was ready on the first one. First time I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I mean,
And normally, like, there hasn't been a movie in years. I'm like, oh, I gotta go see that, but this one looks alright.
dude, obviously the movie itself looks great. And I know they're a little bit like pandering a little bit. It's like, hey, it's all the like the dudes you grew up with. Like, look at these iconic characters, and then they're bringing like all these like movie stars.
What are you gonna be, the red shirt guy? This doesn't follow the lore.
No, man, but it's just like I know I know what they're doing. They're just like, it's a Super Mario movie. Do you really care what it's about? And it's like,
no.
I know Mario's gonna save the princess from Bowser. Like, I know what they're trying to. It's like the Power Rangers movie.
I didn't
like,
see it.
Dude, it's gonna follow the same formula. It's just like, of course I'm gonna watch the Power Rangers movie. I've got the Power Rangers t-shirt. I've got the 2 copies of the Power Rangers movie for some reason. I forget why. I bought one and one was given to me, I think. But of course I want to go see that. I was like, heck yeah, I grew up with the Power Rangers. Let me go watch it. You know what happens? They fight bad guys. They get their powers. The monster gets giant. They hop in their Megazord and then they kill it. And it's like, same formula they've been using for like 30 years. I know exactly what's gonna happen in this movie, but it's still like I want to go see it.
Listen, man, normally I criticize these movies, and I find lots of reasons not to see them. I got some hope in this.
Oh, I want to see it. I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I'm just saying
I'm gonna have to watch another trailer.
But yeah, it's Warframe is set. I guess it's futuristic now times, because you're still in our solar system with like Earth and Jupiter and blah blah blah, all these different planets. There's new planets. Some planets have changed. They're almost all like colonized to some extent. But there's probably a dozen or so missions on each planet. And you kind of just like work your way through the galaxy or the solar system, doing stuff like that. But yeah, man, the whole time there's some speed running dudes, and they're just like jumping through and blowing up enemies before you can even see them, and like making your computer lag because there's so many like crazy effects and powers and stuff like that.
Talking about real players?
Oh yeah. And they've got like every kind of frame you can think of, man. Like if you've got like an idea, like it would be cool if we had a frame that did this. They've already got it. It's solid.
Yeah.
You want a pirate frame? Got it. You want a like rock dude, like an earthbender? Got it. You want a poison one? Got it. Engineer? Got it. Sword guy? Got it. It's just like they've been doing this for 10 years, putting out at least a frame a year, at least a new character a year, and they've just been killing.
That's your game of the week, right?
So I've got a couple games I've been playing, actually. One thing I really wanted to talk about was this idea of a comfort game, right? Which is a game that you don't really play for any other reason than you like it, right? You're not playing it to compete with somebody else. You're not playing it to like even talk about it. Like you don't care if anybody else knows that you're playing it. You don't care if anybody else is playing it. You don't care if everyone thinks it's trash. It's just a game that you like a guilty pleasure almost, right? Okay. It's just a game for you that like, you know what? I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna play this, like, kind of deal.
Where's this going?
So I found out recently that like a lot of the times whenever I just want to play a game and I don't want to like have any extra stuff going on with it, I will play building sim games. And my wife, one of my bards this week, has been nice enough to buy me Timberborn.
Oh, the game you were talking about.
Yeah. Post-apocalyptic beavers. Yeah. So I've been playing the crap out of that for like 2 days straight.
Nice.
And it's just been great, man, because it's been weird doing this podcast because I'm like, okay, like I want to play games so that I can talk about them on the pod, and I want to record footage that way I can like put it on the pod, and like I want to play the games we've been talking about, and like, oh, I haven't played Pokemon Revolution for a bit, I need to grind up on that. And it's made gaming really kind of feel almost like a job. And for a long time, gaming has been my way to like de-stress and like move away from that. And now that it's sort of like becoming more of like, hey, like we got to put in some hours this week, my dude. Like, I can't go on the pod and just like, hey, what games have you been playing? Just like nothing. Just been sitting around.
Oh, dog! I never stopped gaming. I'm always gonna have a game to talk about.
Oh, exactly. I mean,
you and Eddie, you got stuff to work on. Eddie's like, dude, I'm gonna put in hours this week.
Oh, dude, like, listen, I'm never gonna stop gaming, but it's just like the reasons I'm gaming, I've kind of been like struggling with, and
I feel you, dude. I kept recording Diablo today. I got a bunch of footage, and I just wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't want to have to worry about footage.
Exactly, man.
But at the same time, it is fun.
Yeah. It's just like you're adding like an extra element to it to make it feel like you've got a like a requirement or a criteria, or like I've got to at least get this much, like I've got to get 40 minutes of footage and then edit it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it just like, it takes away from just the joy of gaming.
Yeah. I was thinking about that today. Because there's all these big gaming channels I watch, and I think to myself, do they even at this point enjoy gaming the way they used to? Probably not.
Dude, a channel I have been watching for a long time, Game Grumps. One of their big games was Pokemon Fire Red, and they were like, we're beating Pokemon Fire Red. Hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and some of those episodes, dude, they were staying up until like 3-4 in the morning because they're like, we gotta pump out episodes, and they're just like, okay, today we're playing Pokemon, let's get ready to fight this, and they're
all Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
So what, they just wanted to...
They wanted to beat the game. They were doing playthroughs. That was like their channel. And they were doing a playthrough of Pokemon Red.
Just the main story. They're not trying to get all the Pokemon or anything.
No, just playing through the game.
Why did it take them so long?
Well, they're like 15-minute episodes, right? That's how they broke them down. They weren't doing hour-long episodes. It was like 15-minute, 15-minute, 15-minute. So like they'd have to do an opening and do an intro and an outro every 15 minutes. And like stop playing, do the outro, then do the intro for the next, continue playing, get like 14, 13 minutes, whatever it is. And you could tell these dudes were tired, and they were having fun playing a game and hanging out, like how we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just certain episodes you could just be like, man, they just didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, not tonight, like maybe tomorrow. But like you could tell they just wanted to be done for the day, take a break, go take a nap, get something to eat, and then like hit it again tomorrow. Yeah, you definitely
don't want to ruin your gaming experience.
Yeah, and that's where this idea of the comfort games have come in, where I'm going to be playing building sims, and I'll talk about them, but I'm not playing them for the pod, right? I'm just playing them for me. I'm not even going to record them, because honestly... a lot of those building sims, man, they're boring as heck to watch. Right? Just like gameplay footage of like a beaver picking up a log, carrying it over there, putting it down the log. And then he walks over, he picks up that log, and he puts it back. And it's real relaxing. Because there's like a bunch of water physics too, because you're beavers building dams. But I'm going to keep that genre, the building sim games, separate. And if I ever need to de-stress and just relax, and I'm not gaming for any other reason than for me, I'm going to have these games in my back pocket ready to go. And that's where, like, the idea of a comfort game, where it's like, dude, I don't care about anybody. I don't care about anything. Like, I'm not doing this for anybody but me. I just want to play this game. I just want to sit down for 2-3 hours and just enjoy playing a game.
That's probably 90% of my gaming.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's great, man. I've been struggling with it. And I've honestly, that's why I've had to set like some hard barriers. Just like, I'm not crossing this line, because like
I was good, dude.
I mean, I was just stressing myself. I was doing it to myself. I was just stressing myself out. It's just like, oh, like,
yeah, man, we're watching Bad Man Larry right now. We're good. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're seeing Bad Man Larry. I don't know what he's doing. Let's see what he's playing.
What is he playing?
It's called Beyond All Reason. He's got 75 people right now watching him.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, Larry.
It's super cool. It's just like, I don't know, RTS, sci-fi RTS. Just a bunch of robots fighting. See, like, this stuff is entertaining. Because there's actual, like, combat. Yeah, there's like, actual combat and tactics.
He was zoomed out so far, and now you can, like, see the little mechs.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, did he win? Oh, no, there's more.
This is actually pretty sweet.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This looks like a cool little game. I'm not good at RTS games. I play too slow. That's my problem.
It's one thing I wish they would add to Diablo is just so you could zoom out a little bit.
Sure.
Because when you're in town, it's like zoomed in extra close and it's locked in. I wish I could just zoom out and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Other than that, game's great.
Yeah.
It's just one thing. I was like, man, I wish I could. Because even in Guild Wars, I can zoom way out.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yeah. Even Skyrim, I wish I could zoom out more. Like, you can zoom out and get, like, that third party, but, like, I wish I could go more. Because, like, going from these MMOs to Skyrim, whenever Skyrim dropped, I was used to my character being, like, 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
And then going to Skyrim, where the most I could zoom out, he was still like half the screen.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is weird. Like, it feels
Dude,
like
I love
can't
that.
see
I love
anything.
that you can just have your badass decked out character and you can zoom way out and he just looks like this little noob.
Yeah.
But you can zoom in right on him and see all that detail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, Guild Wars 2, like, their graphics they were good for the time. They were kind of like a little bit above like what the standard was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But like, man, I could play it on the family computer.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you could play it on an old computer.
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah. Just a Dell from Walmart, like back before, like, everybody had their own computer. Like, oh, this is my gaming PC and this is my work PC.
I follow on Reddit a group called CRT Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I have a big CRTV in the corner of my room.
I am part of the group.
I am part of the group. I am playing PS2 and other games on it. Besides that, though, oh no, I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about having a family computer.
Oh right, dude was playing Guild Wars on like. He must have had a gaming computer, but he had like an old school monitor, like the CRT, like the tannish.
Yeah.
You know,
big chunky boys.
Bubble glass, like
yep.
Just old school monitor, and it looked great on it. You know, those old games, it just fits it perfectly.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking at my screen. I'm like, yeah, now I think I'm gonna keep the 20-inch flat screen, whatever it is.
Yeah, Man, whenever I tried to play the original D2, because I still have the discs and everything for it, playing on a newer computer, it ran great, but playing on the newer screen,
yeah, it doesn't work out.
It made me, it hurt my eyes. Like, I literally couldn't play it without getting a headache. And I'm like, for a while, I was like, do I need to go buy an old monitor so I can, like, play this?
Yeah, I totally get why people use CRT TVs for, like, they use them for GameCube, you know, PS2, PS1. Yeah. It just...
Well, that's what they were designed to be played on.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to wait for a remat. Like, if I tried to play the original Spyros on my TV now, it'd look like dog crap. Again, It would probably give me headaches, but, like, the remastered, it's made to work on these flat screens.
Yeah. I just acquired all of season 1 of Pokemon from I think 1997.
Yeah. Sure was, man.
I think it was like 80 episodes or something. I got them all.
The new they're working on the new series, new Pokemon series.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're like introducing like, oh, check out the new characters we're designing on like the Pokemon Twitter and everything. I forget where they had the original Pokemon on, maybe like Netflix or one of the streaming services, maybe Hulu. I tried watching them with the boys and I was like into it. And they were just like, eh.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, don't you guys like Pokemon? They're like, we like the cards. Like, who are these Pokemon? And I was like, you
think they'd like the old ones?
It was the old one because I started with the originals. I tried to do that with like a bunch, like Power Rangers and like Pokemon and Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. And I was like, this is what you start with.
You might have to bust out Yu-Gi-Oh, my man. That might get them.
I tried. They kind of got into like the later series because they were like brighter and shinier and fancier and they had more stuff going on. The first like season of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just like literally dudes playing on a fancier gaming table. Now they got like the dual discs with like the holographic and like they're summoning real like demons from the
underworld,
the shadow plane.
Realm.
Yeah, Shadow Realm. Yeah. But no, man, Pokemon was just so big back then. It was everything.
I'll tell you what, these old episodes are gonna fit nice on this TV.
Oh, dude.
I'll just have it running in the background next week.
I used to have a couple of the cassettes at my dad's house, and every time I go over there, I'd just be popping them in.
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember you had Digimon movies. It's another one I want to buy.
Digimon was so good. Everyone hated on it because, like, oh, Pokemon. It's just like, why can't you have both?
I know you were into both,
dude. I was into everything. I was into Power Rangers, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon, like everything that came out.
Spider-Man,
Monster Rancher, like all these different shows, man. I was just like, yes, growing up on them. Darkwing Duck. Like,
we don't have to be divided.
Yeah, why can't we like everything?
Come to my house and watch all of them.
That's why I never got the console wars, man, with the Xbox and the PlayStation dudes. It's just like whatever. Honestly, PC is better than both of them, but like, why are we even? Who cares? But that's why. What is it? Destiny or Destiny 2 is cross-platform and free MMO, isn't it? One of them?
2, yeah.
2? Warframe just did that a year or two ago, I think, went cross-platform. It's such a big thing, because it's like, dude, just game on whatever you have. Like, why? Yeah. Just play together with your friends. Like, my buddy Blake, he has a PlayStation. That's all he games on. Because, like, yeah, screw all spending a couple grand on a computer right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I can't play with my buddy.
What's he have, a PS4?
Maybe a PS5? I'm not sure. But
either way,
yeah,
you could get Diablo.
Yeah,
it's cross-plat.
See, that's the future, man. I think that's what everyone's gonna start doing now, because you sell more. Why be exclusive? Why only sell to Xbox people when you can just sell to literally everybody?
It was always just like a mechanics problem before. Like, oh, these PC players are sniping the hell out of us.
Yeah.
You know?
How are they getting more than 30 frames per second?
But, like, Jake plays at Warzone, and that's completely cross-plat.
Yeah.
And he's using controller against PC. You know, they kind of balance it because Call of Duty has a slight auto aim.
Yeah.
You know, once you get the crosshair close enough, if you're using a controller. So that kind of balances it, but...
Yeah.
But a lot of other shooters, like if you tried to, let's say, Counter-Strike, for example, if you tried to put that on a controller, it's not that hot.
No. I mean, I've got a controller for my PC.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of games, especially like old retro games like Sonic.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Sonic on a keyboard and mouse.
No.
It'd be terrible. I need the joystick.
Yeah.
And I got a couple puzzle games that you need that like you need like a
joystick.
Rotation. Yeah, you need like a smooth rotation to get that. And like Dark Souls. Like, I wouldn't play Dark Souls without a joystick. It's too important that you're able to move like the exact angle you want to do. And it's like, how am I going to press WASD more accurately than I can move with a joystick?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Sure.
I get that the mouse 100% is way more accurate than a joystick will ever be. I can actually snipe pretty good with a mouse.
Rocket League was like that. I remember my boys, when I first started playing, they were like, dude, you're still using mouse and keyboard. And I'm like, yeah, fuck off. And they were like, dude, just try controller. That's what we use. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I'll give it a shot. And I ended up trying it and then staying on mouse and keyboard and figuring it out for the most part. But once I really wanted to get good at the game, I picked the controller up.
Yeah.
You just have to.
It
for
just
certain games.
Yeah, exactly. Certain games, you give me a joystick, a few buttons, and a mouse, an unstoppable killing machine. Like 100%.
Dude, someone said, and they got a lot of positive feedback, they were like, highly recommend for Diablo 4, use a controller for most of it, but have your keyboard and mouse for other things.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that. But
No. But I could see how you could get away with it in Diablo, because there's only a few buttons really that you need to hit.
Yeah, it works well on console,
and you can map those pretty well on a controller.
Yeah.
And
D2, like, surprisingly,
Mhm.
so smooth on controller.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think having the keyboard with like hotkeys and the availability of like more options and blah blah blah.
Yeah, you want to open up your menu and go to settings real quick. It might be faster to do it with the mouse and keyboard.
Plus, like, it's an MMO. You're gonna need to talk to people too.
Yeah,
Like,
typing.
do they even make like the full keyboards for controllers anymore?
I don't know what they do. Well,
I
now
don't mess with them plebs.
a lot of people, I'm sure they just plug a keyboard into their console. Like you can see the newer consoles pretty much even the older ones have USB ports.
Yeah, there's good points to both of them. Like 100%. And there's certain games I would never use a controller. Oh, what's this trailer?
I'm gonna cut.
This
is ad 6 of 9. I'm just gonna.
Just take this ad.
Take this ad, yeah.
Yeah, man. It looks great. Like, it's gonna have a lot of like Mario jokes and puns and just.
It looks great, man.
Yeah, it looks great. But like, you know what this is.
They're playing Mario Kart.
You know what this is. Bowser stole the princess. Mario and Luigi are gonna go save her. Blah 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 blah. Like, it's the same formula. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that formula, but it's the same formula.
April 5th, we're going. Or the Monday after.
Yeah.
I want to show this little quick meme I made of William Montgomery. I saw on some chess thing, there's like this classical player from way back when named William. And he looks just like William Montgomery, the comedian. Remember the comedian?
Okay, yeah.
He got popular from Kill Tony. Made this little meme of him.
Let me see.
Gotta turn it up.
Sure, hit me with the full volume, my guy.
The code breaker! You cracking the code, rude boy!
That's a movie I just finished. It's about an American code breaker that goes down to Jamaica to crack the biggest code Jamaica's ever seen.
Let's watch that one more time.
Sure.
The code
The
breaker.
code breaker! You cracking the code, rude boy!
That's a movie
Cracking the
I just
code,
finished.
rude
It's
boy.
about an American code breaker that goes down to Jamaica to crack the biggest code Jamaica's ever seen.
I had to make that for the Kill Tony subreddit because, dude, they flame people hard, but everyone on there loves William.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all like the other regulars that Tony brings up,
Mm-hmm.
they're all like, "Yo, this guy's trash. Why is this person on here every week? Get him out of here!" But everyone loves William.
It's got nothing bad to say about the man. That's funny, man.
He's so funny.
It's funny because, like, I don't even know. Like, you're pulling references from stuff I know nothing about. Like, I don't know this man. I don't know, like, really William Montgomery. I know what Kill Tony is.
Yeah.
But, like, even still, it's funny. And
The
with, like,
code
no
breaker.
references. It's just
The cracking the code, rude boy.
stupid.
That's so many good stupid jokes.
Oh,
Just so many
man.
jokes that make you go, "What the fuck?"
Oh, man.
He's great. I mean, he's a big reason why I watched Kill Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And I like seeing the guests. He gets a lot of good guests on that show. You know, people want to be up there and see it firsthand.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people go on there.
So, my guy,
What's up?
closing time is coming up.
Closing time. Tell me who your troll is.
And maybe your bard is too.
Got a troll?
Do I have a troll? Yeah. Whatever's going on with my computer, I'm not happy about that. Because, after I kept messing with different things, that whole day of me trying to get Diablo 4 working, and then apparently, you being able to hear my YouTube through Discord. And then while I'm trying to figure all this out, like Jack's just coming in and just like, yo. I haven't seen that dude all day. He's just been like happy as a peach, 100% great.
The second you zone in.
The second I'm like, all right, I have a problem I need to fix. He just comes in.
Dude, he heard you talking probably.
Yeah, he just came in. He started hitting me and poking me and like yelling at me and saying stuff. And I'm just like, what? Buddy, I can't focus on two things.
Is he 2? Yeah.
He's 2. He's a toddler. Like, he's going to be just crazy and wild.
Dude,
like,
he heard you talking. He was like, Dada.
Yeah. He comes up and finds me. He's just like, Dada up. And I'm like, okay. So he's like on my lap and I'm trying to like do stuff. And he's like, ooh, like trying to touch buttons. And he's like slapping my face too. Just like coming up and me like, and I'm like, get out of here. So that whole experience of just like, man, I don't know that much about computers. I know real basic stuff. And I'm running into all these problems, and it's just like more weird problems. And like my computer restarted, and it took like an hour to actually
restart.
Yeah. It was weird. I ended up just like unplugging it and plugging back in, and it just booted up fine. But I just got stuck in that restart cycle, and like the screen was just like restarting.
It's weird.
It was super weird, man. It was a weird day. And I was like, I'm done with my computer.
Do you have, are both your hard drives SSDs?
I have one SSD.
And then a regular hard drive?
Yes.
You got to get rid of that.
Yes. But,
like, last one I bought, I think it lasted less than a year before it.
Well, I got this one used, too. So, like, it's not even...
Yeah.
It's somebody else. That's the next thing on my computer.
It's so much faster.
Yeah, and I think that was part of the problem because when Diablo crashed, it was like a memory thing. It was like Diablo 4 has run out of memory, and I was like, it definitely hasn't. I've got 6 gigs of RAM, or 16 megabytes of RAM. 16 gigs of RAM? Gigs of RAM. I've got like plenty of room on my hard drive still. Like it's only like half full. And I'm like, I just got an upgraded graphics card. I just got an upgraded CPU and motherboard. Like I've still got a baller freaking power supply.
Yeah, probably just a hard drive.
That's what it is, man. It's the last thing. It's probably like my lowest quality thing in my computer right now is that hard drive.
Yeah.
And I think that's just got to be my next upgrade on it.
Even when you're like installing Windows, it's so much slower on those regular disk drives or whatever they are.
Yeah. So that whatever issues, that whole day, the whole issues, everything, that was like the most annoying part of my week, the hardest part of my week, because it was just problem after problem showing up. And then on top of that, just having a toddler, just being a happy little dude, just like, oh, daddy's doing something, I want to help, and just like, I'll cheer him up by like pinching his face while he's trying to like read like.
And then you got me on the headset, just
you're just like,
dude,
you're just like, hey, I don't know, man,
I'm grinding.
Yeah, you're already in the game playing, which it kind of added to it because I was like, why can't I do the things that other people could do? So yeah, that.
Yeah, waiting for you wasn't even an option because I knew you weren't going to be ready when I was ready.
Oh, dude, that's why I said
like,
you were like, "Do you want me to wait for you?" I was like, "No, dude, just go ahead. Like, I'll catch up eventually." And you're like, after a while, you're just like, "All right, well, whenever you get it working, I'll just start a new character with you." Like, you're just like,
I'm still down.
Yeah. I'm gonna try again tomorrow, but who knows? But that's my.
Did you
troll.
install it on that hard drive on the old one? Or did you install it on the SSD?
I don't have enough room on the SSD, so it went on the old one. The SSD is kind of just like my operating system's on there, so my computer boots up like turbo fast, and I've got some small stuff on there, but everything else is on that other hard drive.
Yeah,
all my other games, so it's like pulling.
It's always recommended that people will tell you, like the main games you play, you want them on your.
If it was bigger, I would. but I don't have the room.
What is it, like 250?
Yeah, it's small. It's like enough for my operating system and
Listen, you're gonna have to
other
clear
stuff.
out 80 gigs. Put Diablo on it. I think the beta ends Monday.
Yeah.
so
Tomorrow is kind of my last chance.
Are you gonna try?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I try to play a free game that's like I've been hyped for?
I just assumed you threw in the towel.
No, for that day. I threw in the tower that day. I'm like, I'm calling
And
it.
today.
Yeah, I was like, I'll try again. Well, I had stuff come up today. Birthday parties to go to, and my house lost power because of the wind.
Yeah, we lost power for about 45 minutes, and
Hours.
I didn't even leave my bed. I was just chilling in my bed anyway on
Yeah.
my phone. I was like, all right.
Nah,
45
dude.
minutes later, it turns on.
We went to a birthday party. The birthday party lost power. We stuck it out, and the power came back on. And then I came home, and my power was still off. And then, like, right before I left to come here, it pretty much just turned on.
I was ready for it, man. I was like, all right, now's the time to bust out the canvases and start painting. Maybe I'll start reading something again.
I could change my whole life around. It's like, boom.
And then it turned on, and I'm
Well,
like,
screw that. Back to the old grind. Click, 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 click.
hell yeah.
How about you, man? Who's your troll?
My troll. Honestly, dude, no trolls this week.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks in a row right now.
Yeah?
Nobody's trolled me.
You know what?
Not even online.
That just means, like, you cut out a lot of toxic, or you're avoiding it, or...
I'm just cruising, dude.
Yeah, man. Just riding that high.
Just cruising.
All right. But I have some bards to shout out this week.
Who's your bard?
I'm going to start with the prettiest bard, the best bard, my wife, for buying me Timberborn, because I was down in the dumps about Diablo, and I was just like, everyone can play this game. I can't play this game. Like, because I'm poor, and blah, 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 blah. She's like, is there another game you would like? And I was like, I kind of like Timberborn. She's like, just buy it. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
shout out
to my
Tara.
Yeah, shout out to my wife for just like, are you feeling sad? Do you want a cookie? And I'm like, yes, I want a cookie. And she's
That
like,
would make me feel better.
yeah. In fact, I do want a cookie. Shout out to your brother, Eddie. He helped me hang my heavy bag in my garage, which is another big step. We talked about health and like fitness and being active, and that was a big thing. It's just rehanging the heavy bag after years of it sitting in my basement. Just being able to go out there and hit something. I feel like it'll be a good step towards getting in shape and working out some frustrations. And finally, Josh, my soon-to-be brother-in-law,
Yeah.
he linked his Switch to mine, so now we can share games.
Nice.
And so I have access to his library, he has access to my library, and he's 100% planning on buying the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which means I will have the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Dang, you got 3 good bards this week, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. People have just been it's been a good month, really. Like the worst thing, my troll of the week is like, for a few hours one day I couldn't get a game to work. Like that's the worst that happened to me. Like that's a pretty good week. And like,
No,
you don't,
dude, you left me hanging.
oh, I'm on the Discord, I'm on the phone, I'm trying. Oh.
And you're like, yep, still got to boot this game up. All right, we got a 45-minute queue time. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. I was like, just go on without me, because like I don't even know if it like 45 minutes, quote. It probably still took close to an hour.
I was in it, man. It's I'm pretty happy with the game.
Yeah. But how about your bard?
My bard is gonna have to be the Fiends on Reddit.
Yeah?
Yeah, let me bring up this post real quick.
Yeah. What Reddit? Is it safe for work?
It's Guild Wars. It's the Guild Wars Reddit.
The clean Guild Wars Reddit, not the dirty one.
Yeah, just regular Guild Wars. No Guild Wars 2. But I got stuck, and, I'm just a noob. I had no idea what I was doing. There was no quest for me to get. I couldn't progress. And I almost wanted to just log out. But I didn't. I posted on the Guild Wars Reddit. I'm a noob and can't figure out what to do as my title.
Posted by King Kopi.
By King Kopi.
What a head this dude's got on. Now he's royalty.
And I explained my problem. I included my last quest and my level and everything. I posted 3 pictures. I was hoping somebody, I was expecting 90% trolling, maybe 10% help. And I got 100% help. I didn't get one troll on this post.
That's impressive.
And I had an overwhelming amount of feedback. Sometimes old MMOs don't work like new ones. These new ones are easy. They're telling you exactly what to do. This one, I couldn't figure out how to progress. I had to start a party, and there's a little button that says "Start Mission" in the corner. Whenever you're at the right area,
you're at the right place with a full party.
Yeah, and I was missing that. And everyone on Reddit completely explained what to do. They wrote paragraphs. People added me. They're like, "Yeah, I'm down to help you out." People were giving me links to guides and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, this takes me back to when I was younger, and I was stuck here." And a lot of people were supportive that I was not looking up guides and stuff. I was just trying to play the game through.
Yeah.
And this post reached almost 22,000 people, and everyone that replied was positive.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think the communities around these older games are just a lot more genuine, because I feel like a lot of the trolls kind of got weeded out. Because this is an old game.
Yeah.
And the dudes that are still playing it are die-hard fans. They care about this game.
Yeah.
And they care about the people in it. And if you were to post this on a Diablo 4 Reddit, just hey guys, I'm in the open beta, I'm in the open beta and I'm stuck here, dude, you would have that 90% troll and that maybe a few helpful dudes.
For sure. And that's why I felt this is a real old game, and there's actually a bunch of people in the group. I was I feel like I'm gonna get some help here, but I'm expecting a lot of
dude. That's awesome.
You dummy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were don't feel bad about this. This is common,
It's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, that's honestly, that's so, it's real uplifting. It gives me hope for people, because man, you could have just.
I was stuck. I couldn't level up at all. I think I was level 8 at the time.
Yeah.
And, I almost gave up.
Yeah, you could have gotten just ripped a hole on this Reddit.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah, and you've just been wow, this Reddit is trash. Why am I even part of it? You just leave it.
I was just hoping for that one person.
Yeah. There's one guy amongst 30 trolls kind of deal, and man, that's inspiring.
It's very inspiring. Yeah, it was great. So they're my bards. Also Blizzard for having an open beta and making a sweet game.
Yeah. I think it is really cool that they gave everybody. I know it's part of the marketing. Hey, try it out, see if you like it, kind of deal. Anybody can play. But also just letting people try out their games. I've been trying out a lot of demos on Steam where either the game isn't released yet or it is released and you can just play the first level, right? Just download the demo. If you like it, you buy our full game. I think that's the right way to go, and that's what they used to do. man, you'd buy the magazine, you get a demo disc, or
5 or 6 games to test out.
just try them out. And then, not everybody does it, but shoot, man, you play the first couple levels on a Crash Bandicoot game and you're like, man, I really like this game. I'm going to go buy a Crash Bandicoot game. The demo world kind of died down there for a while. And I think it's just, why don't we have more demos?
Yeah.
That's what gets people into games. I don't know. I think they're doing a good thing. I think they're going about not only Diablo, but their games in general in the right direction.
Yeah, it feels like WoW, and it feels like Diablo, and that's great.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like Diablo Immortal?
I've never played Immortal.
Good. I don't think you should.
But I will say this, at the very beginning, you get like a bunch of little pop-ups out the get-go. Just like, you completed this, you did this, you did that.
Okay.
Kind of like a mobile vibe in a way.
Yeah.
You know how mobile games are, how
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
that.
They're
It was
aggressive.
within like the first hour you notice it, but it doesn't. It was just for that little period of time. I was like, this is okay. This is a mobile vibe here I'm getting, but
Yeah. Oh.
Congratulations, you unlocked this and this.
Yeah.
You've also completed this.
You qualify for a special,
I'm just like moving my
beginner's box.
Yeah, I'm just moving my character, like getting to the next point, like ignoring everything popping up. I'll figure it out later.
For $3.99, a special one-time offer, you can get a 30% XP boost and 30 diamonds. It's just like
They do hit you with the buy Diablo or pre-order Diablo, during the beta.
I get on you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah, I ain't mad about that.
Yeah. You like this game? Buy. We offer the full game.
But the pre-order, you get 4 days early, right? Something like that.
I don't know. I only paid
I know
attention
one
to
of
the
them.
stuff you get this month.
I think if you pre-order any version of it, you get it 4 days early.
Mm-hmm.
That's tempting, dude. It's tempting.
That's a lot of content.
It's a
Dude,
great game.
4 days of fiending?
Yeah.
How far could you get?
Pretty far.
Yeah. Especially if you call off work.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to take the next 3 months or so off. I've got some boys to keep up with. Dude, I took a break today. I went and got some food, drove around, came back. Me and Ellie fiended on the PS2.
Yeah.
And when I hopped back on Diablo, I made a hardcore rogue. Meant to make a hardcore bard, but played a hardcore rogue. Didn't feel like hopping back on my sorceress and sorcerer, and played the rogue till like level 6, and then I was like, all right, I'm kind of bored of this. Closed the game, looked at my friends list, saw Fiendzy, aka Aaron McNulty,
Oh, snap.
grinding Diablo 4, and he was in, I think it's called the Fractured Peaks, and right below him, Gonzo, also in the Fractured Peaks grinding, and I'm like, dang, I'm getting back on.
Yeah.
I hopped right back on and kept grinding my sorcerer, and eventually did get him to 25. That's the max in the beta.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. I was like, yeah, maybe I should take a break from this game. And then I saw the boys fiend, and I'm like, dang,
Dude.
I'm missing out on the loots.
I gotta tell you, I've had a lot of fun gaming by myself, but I've had much more enjoyable moments and also much harder fiending sessions because there's other people, right? Even if you're all working together, you're still kind of competing a little bit. Even if you hit level 25, like 30 experience before the other guy, you're just like
First.
little flex.
First.
Yeah.
I was like that when D3 came out, because I was grinding with Mike. Billy was grinding with us, I think. And
Did you play with Mark?
I think Mark played? I'm not sure if Mark played.
I played with Mark. I don't know if you played with Mark, but I played with Mark.
We had a group and we were all playing together every day. And like I had to cancel plans.
Yeah.
I had to cancel birthday parties. I was like,
Boys are coming.
I'm not falling behind. And I did. I was the first to get to max level.
Yeah.
Because and they fiended hard. But I was like, but if I just fiend a little extra hard one of these nights, like just I think I slept for 4 hours, set an alarm, and I got back up right back to the grind.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a whole different animal when you're gaming with your friends.
Yeah.
Competition just shows up. Even if it's like friendly competition, it's there. It's always going to be there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I think we are well past closing time.
Closing time.
We're putting all the chairs on the tables right now, and
Oh, let me get one more.
last
Put
round
a
was
fucking
called
lid on
3
it.
times.
Yeah. Put a lid on it. I'll take it with me.
Yeah. But thank you everybody for listening. Episode 11. Again, we're working on improving. Like I said, that Warframe clip, that was a short clip, but man, I was impressed my computer could make that even. And I've never been able to make anything that good before now. So it was a big accomplishment for me. But yeah, check us out on Spotify. YouTube's gonna have all these clips that we were looking at, maybe a few more. Check us out on Twitter, on Instagram. Join our Facebook group where we post, updates and news and all kinds of things. And yeah, other than that, just thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it.
Later, dudes.